So, good morning, everybody. I see that there's still some seating open on the stone. So, if there's somebody from the public seating over there who wants to come and sit there, you are more than welcome to do so. So my name is Naim Brisis. I go by the state's name Gally Blick. Together with me today is Walden Paul, also Walden Evers, also a brilliant artist. So we thought that we're gonna open the show for you guys with a nice song called Die Karoo Laat Me Lewe. And yeah, just so that we can get some life into this space, into this beautiful space. So if you manage to get the words of the chorus quickly, and as soon as we sing it again, you can sing along. It's really gonna sound great if everybody's voices just gel and unite together. So yes.
Hello. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, man.
You can put your hands together just to warm yourself up.
Hey, 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 ho.
Hierdie karoo laat my lewe. Hierdie karoo laat my asemhaal.
Oh.
Hierdie karoo laat my asemhaal. Oh. Hierdie karoo laat my lewe.
As jy die woorde ken, dan kan jy saam sing. Ons gaan
One more time, here we go. Come on. Hey.
Hierdie karoo laat my lewe. Hierdie karoo laat my asemhaal. Hierdie karoo laat my asemhaal. Oh, hierdie karoo laat my lewe.
A little bit of a story of the
Gally
Swartberg
Blick,
Mountains.
Hey.
Ja, die Swartberg pas, wat krul soos 'n slang. As ek ry op sy rug en ek kyk af, is ek bang. Sy bek is vol fyn bos en lekker ryk goed. In die bos steek sy pen deur en diep in my voet. Hierdie kritikom koppie wat krul soos 'n slang. As ek ry op sy rug en ek kyk af, is ek bang. Sy bek is vol fyn bos en lekker ryk goed. As ek
Here we
trap op
go
hom dan
again. Here
steek
we
hy my
go
voet.
again.
Hey, hierdie karoo laat my lewe. Hierdie karoo laat my asemhaal.
Come on, put your hands together.
Hierdie karoo laat my asemhaal. Woo! Hierdie karoo laat my lewe.
Come on, yes.
Let's do it together one more time. Hey, hey.
Hierdie karoo laat my lewe.
Oh.
Hierdie karoo laat my asemhaal.
Very easy, very easy.
Hierdie karoo laat my asemhaal.
Whoa.
Hierdie karoo laat my lewe.
Yeah, man.
Yes, so by that, I think you guys are already feeling welcome into the space. But we really want to welcome everybody here today at our journey to jazz lawns. And we do not want to make exceptions, but there's a few people whose names I really want to mention. And I actually want to test my memory and see if I can remember all the names.
Let's see.
So I think, what, are you going to help me?
Okay, yeah, let's do it. So I just want to say something. Ek gaan Afrikaans praat. Hy praat Engels. So kom ons kry net eers daai agter die rug, né? Ek praat Afrikaans en hy. Here we go.
I'm going to mix it. I'm going to talk Afro-English, right? You know that?
So we just want to ja, ek sê ek praat Afrikaans. Ek wil net sê baie welkom Brenda Sesani.
Ja, en dan wil ek net baie welkom sê vir Linda Jakey, onze burgemeester.
Baie welkom Professor Tuli.
En wow, kom ons geef het toe. Yes, julle mag maar as julle oomblik vandag. Baie welkom William Masemola van DKS.
Where's Mr. William? Let's see, where's Mr. William? Anyway, baie welkom aan die PEC trustees, wat ook vandag hier is. En dan baie welkom aan almal.
Yes, and then also I see that some of the artists who really traveled long distances are in the audience today. And I really want to just acknowledge them and thank you for coming. I know it's very tiring to do these long trips, and we really hope that this opening this morning is going to give you guys a little bit of energy and a lekker feeling to get through this coming day. I know there's a lot happening today. We have a couple of shows which we're going to announce a little bit later.
Later.
And yes, but Wally, can I tell them a story?
Voor jy begin wil ek wil net hê die artist moet die invat. Die grond waar hy sit. As 'n liedjie in die gospel, die grond waarop jy staan is heilig. Ken julle daai? Maar nou hier met 'n baie pragtige storie wat hy met ons wil deel toe hy nog jonk was.
Yes, and I'm going to mix it a bit with my own experience. And I think everybody maybe wonder why we are here in the quarry today. So there is a little bit of science explanation as to why we are here today. But Dr. Judy is going to explain that to you a little bit later. But as a child, I used to come to this specific spot quite a lot. And I know my mother didn't want us to come and play here, so she never found out. So actually, if she hears this today, then she's going to know that I was playing here, and she told me to stay away from here. But there's one day, me and my friends, we were playing on these heaps of sand here, and I don't know what I did, but I fell, and then a stone made a little scratch on my leg, and a couple of days thereafter, it actually worsened. So I still have that scar on my leg. And when I spoke to Wally this morning, I told him, look here, the quarry left its mark with me. And my feeling today is that whatever is going to play down here today, it's going to make a mark. And hopefully not a one that looks like a scar, but a beautiful mark in each and every one of our hearts. And yes, so yeah, thank you guys. And then also, it means really a lot to me, this whole jazz festival. It really means a lot to me as an artist, personally, and also as a community developer. So this jazz festival has really brought a lot of opportunities to Prince Albert, and it helped us as young men and young women to unlock our true potential. Because I've been doing stuff this last year that I never thought that I'm capable of, and I think that is what Journey to Jazz is about. It's not just about the music, but it's unlocking the true potential of everybody who is involved in it. And I think this is what makes this so special. So you guys will see when you go over town, there's a lot of young people involved in this, and I am very proud to be associated with this Journey to Jazz
Ek wil ook
festival.
my storie vertel, kan ek maar? Ek het ook maar myne is baie dramatic. Wag, laat ek net eers asemhaal, dat ek net die storie kan vertel. Anyway, so daar's 'n dam agter. Did everybody see the dam at the back with a green paint on? So ons het hier kom speel, ek en my vriende. En toe ek jong was ek 'n daredevil, so as jy met dare dan sal ek 'n ding doen. En ons het besluit ons gaan op die dam se wal sit. En toe deel vir my ek moet inspring. Daar was nie water in nie, gelukkig nie. Was daar niks water in nie. En hulle laat my inspring. En toe ek inspring en opkyk, toe is hulle almal weg. En die snaakste van alles is, ek het nie geweet hoe ek daar gaan uitkom nie. Want ek meen is moes jy gee jou hand en dan help iemand jou. En eventually sien ek toe 'n rubber tou, maar die ding was nie sterk genoeg om my gewig te laat liggie, want elke keer as die tou trek, dan kom die boom ook saam met dinge, ek dink ek gaan vanaand die uitkom nie. Maar anyway, toe was daar eventually 'n draad aan die ander kant, wat ek maar nou gesukkel het op die aand te kom by die huis. Soos nou iemand sê dat jy mag nie vir jou ouers sê, jy was hier nie. En ek wil so graag vir my ma sê, maar mami, ek was amper dood vandag. Maar ek dink toe net, die vroeg op my jou, pak slaag hier mos man. En ek lê toe in die bed. People, ek is 12 jaar oud. Ek lê en dink aan, my maat, wat as hy nou nog in die dam was? Imagine net, jou pa het jou in die dam het kom al, kyk jy man, een slaan na uit. You know? Maar die mooiste van alles is, ek sê van Naheem vanoggend, is dat ons het die gespeel. Kyk net hoe mooi Ruby Quarry ons terug. En ons kom speel musiek nou. Ons het kom speel hier, maar ons kan speel musiek nou. So, ag man, dis net mooi man. Dit gee my sommer hoendervleis.
Yeah, and so a long story short, you are in the dam now, and you're not gonna get out of here anytime soon. So we have like a program packed for you guys here, and without any further ado, we would like to introduce you to our local real dancers, the fast rappers. They're gonna be dancing on your left hand side and on my right hand side.
Yeah.
So guys, please let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them a warm welcome onto the stage.
So everybody that's sitting on this side, I think you just need to move a bit because hulle dans in die stof.
Hierso.
Karo kweekplaas, on rindu karo kweekplaas, rindu karo kweekplaas, ja. Rindu karo kweekplaas, on rindu karo kweekplaas, ja. Dis al my stofpad langs, oh, dit is al my stofpad langs, die wil sy op sy plein staan. Al my stofpad langs, dis al my stofpad langs. As al my stofpad langs, kyk goed in die jongse pleintjies daar. Hey, ons rindu karo kweekplaas. Dis die voorman wat sy rond is doen, sy met pleintjies kweek en inlee. Voorman wat sy sê. Dis die voorman wat sy rond is doen, sy met pleintjies kweek en inlee. Voorman wat sy sê, kom sê. Dis die voorman wat sy sê, kom sê, ja. Jy moet pleintjies kweek en inlee. Dis die voorman wat sy sê, kom sê, ja. Jy moet pleintjies kweek en inlee. Ons rindu karo kweekplaas. Ons rindu karo kweekplaas. Op 'n vrydag is 'n vrydag, op 'n vrydag is 'n vrydag, op 'n vrydag is 'n vrydag, op rindu karo kweekplaas. Vrydag is 'n vrydag, vrydag is 'n vrydag, vrydag is 'n vrydag, op rindu karo plaas. Ons renew karo kweekplaas, ja. Ons renew karo kweekplaas. Hey. Ai, Bokkie, wat sê jy? Die jongen wat sy kameraad, waar is Ivy wat sy knippie oog, is nikkie oog en Sonia. Dis wat Ivy skaam maak, is jongens wat sy kameraad, oog ek knip en Sonia. Dis wat Ivy skaam maak, Aisa. Oh, dis wat Ivy skaam maak, ja. Oh, die oog ek knip en Sonia. Ja, dis wat Ivy skaam maak, ja. Ja, die oog ek knip en Sonia. Aisa, lekker. Oh, lekker kinders. Ai. Renew karo kweekplaas, ja. Verplant en blom en dier, ja. Ons renew karo kweek. Aisa. Lekker. Ai. Oh, renew karo kweekplaas. Ons renew karo kweek. Ons renew karo kweek. Ons renew karo kweekplaas. Renew karo kweekplaas, ja. Lekker oudjie. Trap hom. Wat sê jy vir jou skare? Wat sê jy? Ai. Aisa. Aisa. Lekker is maar net lekker. Hey. Vir jou skare. Hey, soek hom oudjie. Soek hom. Hey. Aisa. Oh, hier is maar net lekker. Ai. Oh, aisa. Lekker trappen by draad, en die draad kan praat, oudjie. Hey. Lekker meisietje. Aisa. Aisa. As. Ai. 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 Lekker meisie, lekker is maar net lekker. Soek hom meisie, wat sê jy? Ai. Ai, lekker. Dis ai. Oh, loop hom asitjie, loop hom. Lekker geniet jy. As kom. Ai. Hey. Lekker meisie, lekker. Soek hom. Aisa. Hey, kleintjie. Trap hom, meisietje. Hey, ons renew karo kweekplaas, ja. Ons renew karo kweekplaas, ja. Aisa. Ons renew karo kweekplaas. Hey, maasitje. Renew karo kweekplaas, ja. Ons renew as. Hey, meisietje. Hey, oh, hier relabel getrap wees, meisietje. Hey, loop hom. Hey. Lekker is maar net lekker, meisietje. Lekker geniezen, lekker is maar net lekker. Hey. Ons renew karo kweekplaas, renew karo kweekplaas, renew karo kweekplaas, ons plante paradijs. Ons renew karo kweekplaas, renew karo kweekplaas, renew karo kweekplaas. Aisa, lekker is maar net, lekker is maar net lekker kinder. Aisa, aisa, aisa. Oh, ons renew karo kweekplaas, ja. Ons renew karo kweekplaas. Ai, lekker. Nou, Channels, loop hom. Ai, soek hom. Ai, soek hom. Maak los hy hond. Hey. Ons renew karo kweekplaas. Ons renew karo kweekplaas. Ai, ai. Aisa. Oh, aisa. Oh, ons renew kinders. Hey. Ai, lekker. Ai. Ai, sak. Oh, trap op die draad, meisje kinders. Ai. Oh, ai, sak. Kinders. Hey. Loop om. Loop om. Ai. Lekker meisje kinders. Zo. Hey, as goed. Rinju karo kweekplaas. Ons rinju karo kweekplaas.
Yeah. Wow. Ons vaststrippers is maak gewoon net, can we make some more noise? Just listen. Wow. Ek dink altyd ek sal like om ook dit te doen. Maar dan besef ek kan nie eens dansie so wat baat dit ek doen dit. Ek hoop almal is nog duime. Is almal nog duime? Cool. Ons gaan ons volgende speaker gaan ons op ons eerste speaker gaan ons op ons quarry klip verhoog roep. En so sit julle hande by mekaar of voor ek dit doen. Wil julle nie ook op die klip ook sit nie? Of wie wil nog op klip? Ek sien is nog klippe oop hier so. Wie wil nog op 'n klip kom sit? Daar's 'n verrassing onder die klip. So jy kan kom sit op die klip as jy wil, né? Maar kom ons sit ons hande by mekaar vir ons burgemeester Linda J.K.
Thank you, Walden, and thank you, Naeem, for a great opening. Thank you. And Minister Anru Murray, who's here representing the Premier of the Western Cape, Professor Tuli Madunsela, patron of the Prince Albert Community Trust, our Chairperson of Council, Councillor Margie Jafta, the Deputy Mayor, Councillor Stoffel Boertes, Councillor Sidney Quintier, Councillor Arnold McKay, our Municipal Manager, Mr. Aldrich Hendricks, who's here today, John, Azuke, Ingrid, the whole PAC team, and I include everyone. Sis Brenda, the Creative Director of Journey to Jazz, distinguished guests, musicians, artists, and our community. Good morning, goeiemorgen. What a great day for Prince Albert, and what a journey it has been. Thank you again, Ingrid, Azuke, and John, your whole team, and Brenda Sisani, for your belief in this project, your tenacity, your passion, and your vision, and for the way you have formed partnerships to achieve that vision. The creation of this remarkable amphitheatre is one of those partnerships. On behalf of the municipality, I just want to reiterate that we have, since the get-go, have been committed to this festival. Our commitment may not be right there in your face, but it is in the logistics and the essential compliance issues, the backup, cleaning teams, the grading of the amphitheatre, hours and hours of work that we have partnered with Journey to Jazz and still will. And we are really, really excited about the festival and all that it means for our town. And I include the whole municipal area. We are not just Prince Albert, we are Klaastroom and we are Leeuwgamke and all the rural area in between. I've said this before and I'm just going to repeat it, that times are tough. We underestimate just how hard the impact of COVID-19 has been on us, on the economy and on our jobs, on people's livelihoods and their ability to put food on the table. And I see this as we, in this month of May, grapple with the budget planning for our next financial municipal year. COVID was hard too on people's mental health and well-being. Many of us lost loved ones, and the future seemed very unsure. and now we cope with the awfulness of rolling blackouts. Load shedding is soul-destroying and tough on everyone. And this is why this journey to jazz, this celebration of music, of creativity, of the environment, of remarkable skills is going to be a game changer for Prince Albert. Yes, there is music for all tastes and art and cuisine, crafts, storytelling, hikes, nature walks, workshops, and sleeping out under our starry skies. Minister Marais, Professor Madonsela, what has struck me most about this festival is just how many people have gotten involved, of all ages and backgrounds. And with such enthusiasm, everyone has brought something, everyone is doing something. It's just the outpouring of support is remarkable, and the vibe is palpable. But all through all this is woven the principle that our young people are a priority, that they are involved in every aspect of the festival and will benefit from this, that they will learn and develop new skills, discover that the world is indeed their oyster, that they can dream and aspire and contribute to the economy, not only in the run-up to the festival as they have done, but during the festival, and also in the years that lie ahead. And one can only imagine what this will hold for Prince Albert. Journey to Jazz is a remarkable undertaking. This is about all of us and all our future. Aan ons jong mense van die Lap, die Gams en Karkie, almal van die gemeenskap verstaan wat ek bedoel, nee? Ek pleit met elkeen van julle, gryp elke geleentheid wat aangebied word om te leer en te ontwikkel. Moet nooit ophou leer nie. Ek bedoel nie dat almal moet universiteit toe gaan nie. Nee, beslis nie. Vandag het ons tegnologie, ons het die internet, die wêreld is kleiner en inligting is maklik bereikbaar. And don't ever give up. Die wêreld daar buite is moeilik, ja. Daar sal terugslag wees, maar leer uit jou foute en teleurstellings. And don't lose hope. If that is one message I have, that's don't lose hope. Last Wednesday evening, 2 evenings ago, we watched a fascinating film, Sculpting This Earth, which documented Stradum van der Merwe, the land artist, at work in nature during all 4 seasons over a course of a whole year. An artist at one with nature, patient and meticulous and filled with respect for Mother Earth. Very like our very own Judy Maguire, Dr. Judy Maguire, who I have the honor of introducing this morning. Dr. Maguire is a retired paleontologist and private researcher who has lived on a farm just outside Prince Albert for 24 years. After an adult working life spent as a university lecturer and later as a heritage management consultant, her passion includes the Karoo, its history, its people, development and future. She is committed to helping preserve the unique heritage of Prince Albert, from its wonderful landscapes, its long pre-colonial history, its old stories, to the built environment which so many find attractive. Dr. Maguire is the chairperson of the Prince Albert Cultural Foundation and serves on the board of the Francie Pienaar Museum. Dr. Judy, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Linda. And welcome everyone to our very special town. Which other Karoo town can boast a water furrow system with real clean flowing water, an amphitheatre in an old dump site, and its own company of real dancers? It's just fantastic living here. I'm so lucky. Ingrid Wolfhard has asked me to tell you in 5 minutes a little bit about this site that we're sitting on. It is the remains of an old quarry where a narrow slot of rock was excavated, and I say a narrow slot because it's a layer of rock standing on edge vertically, wedged between 2 other layers, rather like the filling of a sandwich. And it was excavated and excavated, loaded up onto trucks, and taken out onto the many gravel roads in our area where it was used as road surfacing. Eventually, it became increasingly difficult to get the rock out because of the narrowness of the target band, and the quarry was abandoned, leaving a very steep cliff face on one side and a slightly lower cliff face on the other side. This hole became a dump site, and for many years, builders' rubble was dumped here and is probably mixed into the walls of the theatre now. Only a few years ago, it was landscaped, and then specially landscaped to create this theatre. Now, what made that rock special? Why did the road makers target this particular space? The rock underneath where you're sitting now was deposited 275 million years ago in the deepest part of the ancient Karoo Sea. It was deepest, closest to the Swartberg, because the huge compression and folding had created a basin which filled with water. The rock is very dark. It's dark because it contains masses of carbon, the source of which is probably millions of ancient bacteria and algal blooms. But also in the rock is a mineral called gypsum, not gypsy, gypsum. And that is particularly favored by gravel road builders because it's hard-wearing and makes a quite hard-wearing surface that's water repellent. The carbon in the rock has another economic attraction. This very horizon is the horizon that is the target of the frackers, because the carbon gives rise to a type of shale called an oil shale. Ours are not actually quite oil shales, but they have shale gas. And this layer that we're sitting on now extends in both directions, east and west, right down to Toes River, and this to this side, on the other side of Stateleville. It is an outcrop 600 kilometers by 600 kilometers. So it underlies a lot of the Karoo. So depending how your economic philosophy works, it's either a good thing or a bad thing for the Karoo. Now, in addition to the carbon, we have interbedded with this rock very fine ash layers, some of which are still visible in exposed parts of the quarry on either side of where we're sitting. Now, this ash has travelled seemingly a long way because volcanic ash, each explosion of volcanic ash, it's actually called a tuff, has got its own particular chemical signature. And we can match chemically the ash from these layers to volcanoes which are now situated in Patagonia and the Falkland Islands. So it's a piece of evidence showing that our neighbour southern hemisphere continent was once very much closer to us. So it's a piece of evidence for continental drift. Another similarity between South America and here is the fossils. So we have similar fossils to those in Brazil and Argentina. Another little piece of the jigsaw puzzle. Finally, I'd like to mention the rocks that you're sitting on. I suspect that they have been broken off a ridge on the top of this hill. That's why they're all more or less the same thickness. You're all sitting at more or less the same level. It was because it was a ridge of stone called the Maatjiesfontein Chert, first named at the little town of Maatjiesfontein to the west of us. And it's special because it's very fine-grained. It's probably a chemical deposition, and it was targeted by the pre-colonial people of the Karoo because it's so fine-grained that you can control its fracturing. And it was used to make stone tools like hand axes, arrow points, scrapers for scraping leather, and even stone knives. It used to be visible as a very prominent ridge on the crest of this hill because it resists weathering, and the softer shales on either side of it weathered away, leaving it standing proud. I mentioned that this rock here is 275 million years old. I've told you about one page in the very long geological history book of South Africa. Prince Albert is a very complex geological area. It has many such pages. For example, if you were to walk down from Die Top, at the top of the Swartberg Pass, you would walk through several changes of rock type, and you would pass through 225 million years of the Earth's history if you walked across here. So it's a long and complex and very interesting history. So there's more to this quarry than just meets the eye of a mass of tumbled rock. It's actually a very special place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Judy. That was quite insightful. Now I know a little bit more about my spielplek of back in the days. So yes, before I announce our next speaker, I would like to tell you the story. So when I started out talking English, it was quite a difficult thing to learn English in Prince Albert because there's a few people who speaking English. So I have a little cousin, and at the time he was saying something to me, but I couldn't hear him. So and then I started using my English that I've learned, and I said, "I beg your pardon," and then all of a sudden he's starting to cry, and I'm like, "Yo, what's wrong with this dude?" And he ran to my grandma, and my grandma comes out and says, "Eimpie, wat het sy die kind gemaak?" Ek sê ek het niks gemaak nie. Toe sê my ouma, maar hy sê dan sy bek like soos 'n padda. Then I said, "No, I said I beg your pardon." But in any case, no, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to warm up the stage for our next speaker, Brenda Susana. Welcome, Mama.
Thank you so much, Naeem. Distinguished guests, good morning. In particular, the community of Prince Albert, the Prince Albert Community Trust and its patron, and the team that get together all the time to think up these ideas and put together such wonderful shows. It's a great privilege to be part of that team. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank the schools participating, institutions, as well as artists and the people that love music and nature that are amongst us. My function is in introducing our keynote speaker, Professor Thuli Madonsela. But as I do so, I'm reminded that when we understand our reason for being here, we almost can make sense of why our talents matter to those around us. When I first came here and Ingrid introduced me to Dr. Judy Maguire, I sat at her feet and wrote copious amounts of notes. She kept on saying, "I will send you what I'm talking about." I was so enthralled by the story of nature and how it connects to us and how it connects us to the rest of the world, that all I needed was to just write every word that she uttered. And I promised Ingrid and Steffi one day that I will write a chapter on that. But one thing that came through when Dr. Judy spoke was that whatever we intend to do, whether with music or art, the first thing we need to always remember is to respect this environment. And we have continued to do that and brought it central to our idea of creating and co-creating with nature. Thank you very much, Dr. Judy. The arts give us an opportunity to ponder on the meaning of life. But what is life without plants, rivers, flowers, birds? All of us collectively depend on the oxygen. Therefore, we always come back to nature to imagine a sense of who we are, of time and place. And Criticom is the creation by artists, land artists, who have used this creation to demonstrate what we can do as a creative people together with nature. With this premise, it gives me great pleasure and, of course, a great privilege to introduce our keynote speaker. Professor Thuli Madonsela is a professor of law occupying the Law Trust Research Chair in Social Justice at Stellenbosch University. She's also the founder of the Tuma Foundation for Democracy, Leadership and Literacy and a member of the African Academy of Sciences. The former Public Protector of South Africa, full-time Law Commissioner, Professor Madonsela was one of the drafters of the South African Constitution and a co-architect and drafter of several constitutionally mandated laws, including the Equality Act, Employment Equity Act, and Promotion of Administrative Justice Act. She has an extensive background in applied constitutional and administrative law principles, mainly based on her public service years and her investigation of improper conduct in state affairs as public protector. She helped draft several international human rights instruments and country reports. She currently teaches constitutional law, social justice law, administrative law, and constitutional governance and ethical leadership, and has written and published extensively on these matters. An advocate of the High Court of South Africa and honorary member of the Botswana Bar, Professor Madonsela holds 8 honorary law doctorates in addition to her normal law degrees and over 70 awards. Professor Madonsela is a mother of 2 and in her free time an avid mountaineer who has summited the Kilimanjaro twice under the hashtag Trek for Mandela campaign and for social justice M-Plan, and regularly hikes for the Action for Inclusion campaign, a quest to end student debt. And gracefully the patron of the Prince Albert Community Trust, Professor Thuli Madonsela.
Thank you, Brenda, for such a kind introduction. Warm greetings to everyone in this innovative theatre, and of course a special greeting to the Mayor of Prince Albert, the leadership of PET, particularly I can't see her, Ingrid, and everyone who has made today possible. I'm not sure why we're all here, but I suspect the majority of people here are here because you love jazz. I can just see with the way people are dressed that you are jazz fans. But I suspect that some of you came because you're friends of Brenda and you like her work. And a lot of us came because we love Ingrid and the amazing work that she does. But I suspect, though, that since we've been here, there have been additional reasons that we have discovered for our presence here. Key among those reasons being our collective commitment to social justice. And of course, we do a lot of things for social justice, but this community has made it easier for us to do what we're doing for social justice. Am I speaking for everyone when I'm saying that we've been awed by the warmth of the people of Prince Albert? We've been energized by their sense of hope at a time when the mayor reminded us it's a difficult time. The economy is not doing that well. COVID-19 regulations made things worse. And HCOM has not made our lives easier anyway. And the rest of the world is not doing any much better. So to come to a community like this, where hope leaves, even though it's not Monaco, where they've got a Prince Albert there, it's not rich, it's this Prince Albert, but hope lives here. And I personally would like to take that hope with me and take it to every place I would like to find myself in the next few months. PACT stands for social justice, or at least that was the pitch by my colleague Ingrid when I was approached to be associated. And of course, when she told me about the things she does, I was convinced that if all of us were to do what she and the PACT team are doing, South Africa would be a land of hope. So why should you and I care, though? Why should you and I care about social justice? Well, one of my experiences on social justice was when I was a kid being raised as a Seventh-day Adventist. Supposed to be in church today. But it's a long story about why I now find myself worshiping on Sunday. They told us a story. This was just shortly after 1976. We were told a story that is based on a poem. In fact, we were given a poem. Many of you may have seen this poem on the internet. It's a poem by James Patrick Kinney, written in the 60s in America when they were battling with the impact of the Jim Crow laws in the aftermath of slavery. He was a Protestant, young, white man. And as we have seen here from our talented young people, he chose art to express how he felt about the way humanity was behaving. But he also chose art to transform the way humanity could behave. So in this regard, I disagree with Minister Pando that we don't need more artists. I think we do, and if she or anybody else is not convinced, think about what happened to Italy because of the Renaissance, which started with art. And think about what we've seen here. But let's go back to this poem. So James Patrick Kinney tells about 6 persons trapped by happenstance. It's a cold, dark night. All of them have a piece of wood or a log in their hands, and between them there's a dying fire. The first person looks around the room, sees a black man, and decides, now I don't want this black man to benefit from my piece of wood. He keeps it. The next one looks around and sees somebody who's not from their church, not even a different religion. We're not talking Baha'i, Islam, or anything like that. Just not from their own church, decides to keep his log. A rich person looks around and sees a poor person and thinks, oh, the shifty poor, the lazy shifty poor. We know poor people are not lazy, but that's what he thinks, and he keeps his log. And the poor person, not knowing what the rich person is thinking, he also keeps his log because he doesn't want this rich person to benefit. A black person looks around and sees all of these white people, and his eyes speak revenge for all of their exploitation in the past. And the last person is like some of our friends that we know. I have a lot of friends who honestly will never give you a cent if they can't claim it from SARS. Sadly, the richer you are, the more likely you really want to give if you can claim it back from SARS. I can't understand it. But so this one had never done anything without expecting payback. And he looks around at these people and he decides they're not going to pay him, and he keeps his log. James Patrick Kenny says at the end, their logs held tight in death still hands was proof of human sin. They didn't die from the cold without. They died from the cold within. So that's really why you and I should care about social justice. It is about understanding the interconnectedness of humanity. Yes, it is central to Ubuntu, but a lot of archaeologists, like Dr. Judy Maguire, will tell you that most societies were not as selfish as hopes would like us to think. But if everyone only did what they were going to benefit directly from, humanity would have never survived. We're still here because those who went before us had a sense of the interconnectedness of humanity. And in Ubuntu, part of the principles include understanding that I am because we are. If I harm you, I'm harming myself. The impact on me will not be immediate. The same, if I help you, I'm helping myself. Again, you may not be able to help me immediately, but by you thriving, there's more of us against the elements of life that we have to face. This is why when Jan van Riebeeck, for example, landed here, the Khoi provided them with food, medication, etc. This is why when John Ross needed to cut across to Delgoa Bay, Shaga gave them food and a lot of men to go with. It was an understanding that if you're human and I'm human, we are interconnected. And our survival is interdependent on each other. So what fires are dying right now that this festival, this jazz festival, is going to help to revive? Well, one is the fire of social cohesion. I think we're becoming a very polarized world. Would you agree with me? And none of us can really be happy if we're living in a highly polarized world. You just have to be on Twitter to understand how angry humans are. And of course, anger, like acid, lives in the head of the angry person, as Mandela said. And when he left prison, he didn't want to carry any anger or resentment against anyone because he knew that then that would mean he's carrying prison all his life. So resentment, lack of social cohesion, but also lack of just human decency. Just lack of human decency wherever we go. Safety is one of the fires that are out there. Of course, the economy. Well, in the Karoo, you don't have many trees, so I hope this is still going to make sense now. That a single tree alone needs to be very strong to survive. But when trees are in a forest, it's much easier for them to survive. In the same as if you try to break a single matchstick, it's a piece of cake. But if you try to break a bunch of them, it's tough. The same thing as humanity. It's not true that you can have a sustainable economy when half of the people that should be building it are encumbered by poverty, under skills, lack of resources, lack of opportunity, and things like that. So for an economy that is functional for all of us, we need social justice. Adam Smith, one of the respected economists of the 20th century, spoke about the link between justice and peace. And his approach was, justice is what keeps humanity together. It's the glue that binds societies in social cohesion. And when justice fails, the fabric of society is torn asunder. You will find a whole lot of philosophers in this country. One of them being, I think it's Stockton, the first person in the history of South Africa to call himself a Boer, believed that if we want this country to thrive, we need justice. And he was a young person as a magistrate at that stage. But like many young people today, he understood the value of justice in a thriving society. But, so why do we need social justice? I've said for the economy, for social cohesion, etc. But there are people in this room, now hopefully not in this room, who would say, it's not my fault. So I would like to add to James Patrick Kinney's people 2 more people. The one who says, whose job is it to fix the fire? Do we come across those in our dinner tables? Those who said, I'm not going to help solve the Eskom problem because I'm not the one in government. Well, if you're in a boat and it's sinking, it might sink on the side where it has a hole, isn't it? But down, we all going. So people might say, it's not me who caused the problem. Another person I would add there would be those that would say, I didn't cause the problem, but let it die so that I can build my own fire and build it better. And maybe you're right, but you're taking a risk. Look at what happened with the Arab Spring. What's happening now? If you let it die and say you're going to build it anew, you won't be sure that you're going to survive even that difficulty. So there's a third option. So whose fault is it? Time to exploit it. The third option is the pact option. Fix what you can, and then join hands with others to scale it. Because I am certain that virtually everyone in this room is already doing something to make this world a better place. And Ingrid and the PACT team just pulled us here so that we can connect those lights. Because a single light makes a difference against darkness. But when you put those lights together, they're formidable against darkness. And that's why we're here together, to make a difference, to build more bridges of hope in the pursuit of social justice. And I haven't defined social justice because I didn't think it was important. We're not in class. But my simplest understanding of social justice is a world that is fair to everyone. That is just honestly fair. Where everyone who works hard can honestly expect to rise socially. where those who can't work because they're disabled or old or sick can expect to be assisted through social solidarity. That is the world that philosophers have been yearning for since the time of Plato, who defined justice as just fairness to all. John Rawls, the greatest philosopher of our time, said justice is fairness to all. In the context of our constitution, we have said we're building a society that is founded on democratic values, social justice, and fundamental human rights. And from constitutional court jurisprudence, we've come to understand that justice, social justice, is simply a state where there's equal enjoyment of all rights and freedoms. You can't have some just enjoy the capacity to find jobs. I think the pact way, if you look at what they've done with these young people, is make sure that you address the immediate needs, which is food, if they provide some food where necessary. Basic skills, art, and other skills. But what I found amazing was they're not trapping these young people in basic skills. PACT is really yielding the potential of every person. Among these young people that I met yesterday are some that have just graduated, some are in the process of graduating, but they're freeing the potential of everyone literally from the cradle through providing ECDC support for children that cannot have access. Because, again, social justice starts with a fair chance, a fair start in life, isn't it? But it goes throughout to the grave. So thank you for supporting this vision. By just signing up to be here, we are signing up to be builders of bridges of hope, working with PET and anybody else who wants to be part of that. But also we're signing up to be midwives of a new world order, a kinder world and a more equal world. And thank you. Let's continue to work together.
Just before Professor Thuli sits down, I just want to call Marwanda just to give Professor Thuli her gift, please. There we go. Let's give Marwanda a hand of applause. Wil jy ek het gesê ek praat Afrikaans? And Professor, from my side, thank you very much for this. Ja, ons almal het mos lekker geluister nou wat die professor gesê het, né? Ja, so dit beteken almal het geluister. Waar's my mede MC? Vat jy 'n break? Weet julle ek en Naim kom al nou al 'n paar jaar in.
Verskriklik baie ja.
Ons nou baie lank in.
Van ons kinderjare af kom ons saam, ja.
Ja.
Maar terwyl ek dit
Maar ons gaan nie daaroor gesels.
dink ek moet ons vir Unity Male Voices so lank vorentoe roep. Hulle gaan vir ons die finale item doen. Dan was daar nog 'n exercise wat ons baie graag hierso by die quarry wou gedoen het. But we're going to move that exercise down to the PACT Center. And we're going to do it via rally. I will explain after Unity Male Voices' performance how the rally will work. And I would really encourage everybody to participate in it because it is a way to get the blessing of the community on what we are going to do for this weekend. So let's put our hands together for Unity Male Voices
in
Madeleine.
Wacht op. Dat is net iets terecht.
Say it's only a paper moon hanging over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me.
Say it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky sailing over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. Without your love,
it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me.
but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me.
Thank you. Die volgende item.
Hello guys, sorry. My name is Mads. This is the Unity Vocal Quartet, and we like singing together. The song you just heard is a jazz standard called Paper Moon, and the one we're singing now, a much sadder and lonelier song, is called In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning.
In the wee small hours of the morning, when the whole wide world is fast asleep, you lie awake and think about the boy, and never ever think of counting sheep. When your lonely heart has learned its lesson, you'd be his if only he would call.
In the wee small hours of the morning,
That's the time you miss him most of all. Do 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 learned its lesson. You'd be his if only he would come.
In the wee small hours of the morning,
That's the time you miss him most of all.
The last song I'm going to be doing with the guys is called Big Boy Blue, and it's a serenade to that king of the dance floor in the days of big band jazz, the one who blew the horn.
Sorry, mates. Die maak met jou mekaar. Dis te veel.
Daai hond gaan tune.
Big boy,
Ons soek 'n bietjie die nootbyt vas. Ons is nou by julle.
Jammer mense, hier.
Okay, so lekker aan 'n klappie.
Jammer, dus nu is nou weer het ding, maar zo rijdt ons gaan.
Big boy blue, come blow your horn. Big boy blue, it's almost dawn, and the band will soon be gone.
Come on, blue, blow your horn.
Big boy blue, it's getting late. Big boy blue, my feet can't wait. So before you abdicate,
Come on, blue, blow your horn.
when you blow hard, so hard, how I'm gonna keep my seat, even with my two left feet. I must give in, give out. A big boy blue, you know it's so. Big boy blue, before you go, send me fast and send me slow.
Come on, blue, blow your horn. Come on, blue, blow your horn. Come on, blue, blow your horn. When you blow hard, so hard, how I gonna keep my seat, even with my two left feet? I must give in, give out.
Big boy blue, you know it's so. Big boy blue, it's to go. Swing high and swing below.
Come on, blue, blow your horn.
Big boy blue, you know it's so. Big boy blue, before you go, send me fast and send me slow. swing me high and swing me low. Big boy blue, you know it's so. Big boy blue, before you go, send me fast and send me slow. Swing me high and swing me low. Rock me to and rock me fro. Come on, blue, blow your horn. Come on, blue, blow your horn. Come on, blue, blow your horn.
Ja, dames en heren, we gaan nog zo'n laatste item doen. We gaan die laatste item doen. Met het gezegd, ze gaan ons je voorstellen. Wat we gaan doen, ik ga gewoon de ouwens hier aan je voorstellen. Aan mijn rechterkant. Het ons Bernard, allemaal kent Bernard. Dan zit hij niet. Ik is Henty en dit is onze pijs. Ons noemen ons maar Spijkie Mikey. Ons gaan een song doen van Billy Joel. For the Longest Time. Ons gaan daarmee afsluiten.
For the longest time. For the longest.
If you said goodbye to me tonight, there would still be music left to write. What else can I do? I'm so inspired by you. I haven't been there for the longest time. Maybe while it be the foolish of things. That's where you found me when you put your arms around me. I haven't been there for the longest time. For the longest time. For the longest. I'm that voice you hearing in the hall, and the greatest miracle of all. That's how I need you, and how I needed you too. I haven't been there for the longest time. Maybe I've been hoping too hard, but I feel so right, and I could be wrong. Maybe I've been hoping too hard, but I've gone this far, and it's more than I hope for. Who knows how much further we'll go on? Maybe I'll be sorry when you're gone. I'll take my chances. I forgot our nice romances. It hasn't happened for the longest time. I had second thoughts at the start. I said to myself, hold on to your heart. Now I know the woman that you are. You're wonderful so far, and it's more than I hope for. I don't care what consequence it brings. I have been a fool as a things. I want you so bad. I think you ought to know that I intend to hold you for the longest time. For the longest time. For the longest time. For the longest time.
Jo, maar die buis, né? Ek wil net vinnig die program deurgee wat na die gaan gebeur. So, ons het vir Karin de Waal. We have Karin de Waal at the Prince Albert Gallery. So we're starting at 3 p.m. After, then we will have Mike Rossi at the NG Church at 4 p.m. We will then have Selle and Adriaan Arendsen at the Prince Albert Gallery at 5 p.m. We will then have Derek Gripper at African Relish at 5:30 p.m. tonight. Amanda Tiffin and Trio at the Gays Barn at 5:45. Am I going too fast? You guys following? Then Melanie Scholes featuring Hein van Gein. I'm sorry if I pronounce your surname incorrectly. At the NG Church at 6 p.m. And then it's Kyle Shepherd and Trio at African Relish at 7:30 p.m. Then Ramon Alexander and the Marty's Jazz Society at the Gays Barn at 7:45 p.m. And then Hassandas. I hope I pronounced that correctly because it's a very tricky word or name. At the NG Church at 8. And my fellow MC will then give the other instructions.
Yes, so we have come to the end of a beautiful launch, and I think for that we can give ourselves another short round of applause. And we're gonna go down to the Pack Center now where the magic happens. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a lekker classic roosterkoek and award-winning coffee. But we're gonna go down to the Pack Center in the form of a rally. And like I said earlier, it's more for the community to become aware of what we are busy with and also to get the blessing of the community. So how it's gonna work, the traffic is gonna lead us, so they're gonna be in front. Right after the traffic, we're gonna have our tuk-tuk. And then just behind the tuk-tuk, we will have the UCT band playing some jazzy tunes and like a festive vibe. And then the rest of those who want to join the rally can then just be behind the band. And then the vehicles can be at the back. But we are a little bit behind schedule. So we're going to move at a slightly faster pace. So those who parked at the Oendendal Stadium, you can just join the rally. You can get your bakkie, your car, and then you can join the rally as we move along. So thank you very much.
And then one last thing from me, then I will zip it. Tickets is available at the NG Kerk Saal. So it's at the NG Kerk Hall. There is a information station if you want to buy more tickets for the beautiful shows that's coming up. And before I forgot, I'm really gonna keep quiet after this. Unity Male Voices is also performing at the Sunday People's Concert, starting at 10 p.m. Tickets is 60 Rand. Go get it at the NG Kerk. Thank you very much.
Cheers.